Hi everybody, Random Reviews here. I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas, and are you excited tonight, New Year's Eve? So this is my last video for the month of December, and it's actually the last video for this year, so I won't see you again until 2013 after this. So today I'm reviewing Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. This gorgeous edition was put out in 2010. It's 222 pages, and it actually has a lot of special features to it, or extras as they call them in books, that I really enjoyed. They have little blurbs on all of the principal characters in the story, such as Anne Shirley, Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, Diana Barry, Rachel Lynde, Gilbert Blythe, and Aunt Josephine. And they also have the original color illustrations that were in the original Anne of Green Gables first edition novel, which they're all at the beginning, but they help. And then they've got a picture from one of the movies. And then they've got an Ellen Montgomery timeline, which shows what was going on in Ellen Montgomery's life in Canada, in North America, and the rest of the world during the time that, say, Anne of Green Gables was published. And then they also have a map of Prince Edward Island, where it's key for the story and also key for Lucy Maud Montgomery's life, so Ellen Montgomery as well. And I think that gives just the extra little bit of enjoyment to the book, as you can see a map. I like maps. I think they give a extra dimension to a 3D, a third dimension to the story. And I like that it's an actual map. So the entire story starts off with Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert deciding to adopt a boy who's been orphaned so that he can come and live with them, and in exchange help out on the farm as Matthew is getting older. And his sister Marilla doesn't really want him to just kind of die on her, because the farm has been in their family. I believe their father built the farm for their mom. So they send a message through a friend, who then gives it to their friend, who's going to adopt a girl to bring a boy home, or dropped off in Avonlea for the Cuthberts. When Matthew arrives to pick up this boy, all he finds is an 11-year-old, bright-eyed, red-headed girl. And that's where the story basically begins, and that's where everything picks up. The setting for the story is in Avonlea, which is located in Prince Edward Island, Canada, and I think that's great. There is 4 seasons in Canada: winter, spring, summer, fall. Right now it's winter, but the entire story is written very well. Ellen Montgomery has a writing style that I think a lot of writers today are lacking. They kind of put in writing like 1 month later, a year later, things like that. Ellen Montgomery doesn't. She uses her words to express that, such as changing the season from summer to winter. She will have in one scene the cherry blossom trees, the leaves being blown around, to, in the next chapter, being frost on the windows. So you really have to comprehend what you're reading to see the time changes. In the beginning of the story, Anne is 11 years old. At the end, she is 16 and a half. So you've got a nice chunk of living going on in the book. I think if she tried to make it any shorter, I don't think it would have worked as well. And you actually see the growth in Anne and in the Cuthberts as well. You also see a growth in some of the other characters, such as Gilbert Blythe, one of our male characters. I didn't see as much of a growth in Diana Barry's character. I think maybe in the following books you might. She seemed very much the same as the way she was before Anne arrived in Avonlea. Most of the story takes place at the Green Gables farm, which is where Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert live. And I think the setting is just perfect. It's a very homey setting, and it's one of those books where you'd want to curl up in front of a fire and read. I understand why this is a classic. I think every girl should read this book. It's a very influential book, I feel. As Anne is growing up, you feel that you grow up with her, and you see the changes as she develops. So that is my review. I cannot wait to read more in the series. I'd kind of like to get them all hardback, but they're quite hard to find in hardback. So I hope you guys have a happy new year. I will see you tomorrow for my What's Reading video, and go and pick up a random book and read. Bye guys.